Joe Zikas from YoChicago.com. I'm in my office today, and I have two gentlemen from Redfin with me, and we're going to talk about a trend that they've been seeing.
Hi, I'm Dario Medina, Area Manager of Chicago.
And Mark Reitman, Regional Director of the Central U.S.
Multiple offers.
Chicago is seeing quite a few. Obviously, by a different micro market, we're seeing more. In the North Shore, we've seen quite a bit of that, and this spring has just been full of multiple offers. And for Redfin buyers particularly, we've seen about 37% of offers end up in multiple offer scenarios. So it's been a scenario where we're really trying to get a leg up and instruct our agents on how we might be able to advise our clients to do extra things to maybe get access to that property faster or do something with their offer that might be, more strategic or look better.
Actually, one of the things that we've done is really with the feedback from agents, Redfin agents across the country, has been to come up with a 35-point plan for improving your chances to win in those multiple offer situations. And a lot of those strategies we've heard agents starting to use and becoming more and more successful with them.
Share a few.
Sure. So one of the things that we haven't really seen that often in Chicago, but we did hear from an agent in DC that was using the strategy, and maybe some other markets, I'm not sure, is an escalation language, which is basically offering to pay a certain amount above and beyond the most recent or highest and best of their competition, up to a limit of course, and also with some kind of proof that that next highest bidder actually made that bid. We've seen it on both sides of a transaction as well, where we were a buyer's agent and used it successfully, and also when we've had listings and the buyer's agent has used that with us and has won in a multiple offer situation. So that's just one example of using something that's not very common to get a leg up on the competition.
How many of those multiple offers would you guess are going above listing price, or are they all below listing price?
I don't know if too many of them have gone above list, if they've been driven above list. I actually don't know the stats on that. I don't know. Do you have any insight?
We could actually pull up the stats, at least for our own listings. Just don't happen to have them handy now.
Sure.
I think a lot depends on how many other bidders there are. If there's only one other bidder, chances are it's going to go for somewhere close to list and maybe not get there. But if there are 5 or 10 other offers, which often is the case, it's much more likely and probably almost certain that it is going to go above list.
And on the REOs, you're going to see it every time.
Yeah, banks are getting smarter with those bank-owned properties, and they're strategically pricing them to get multiple offers and get the properties off of their books. Whereas 2, 3, 4 years ago, they were trying to maximize the dollar and pricing it that way, and ending up sitting on the properties for a long time. And especially in Chicago, we know that the weather can do a lot of damage to those properties, and they'll end up with a lot less money in the long term. So they've gotten a lot smarter with this, and especially with REOs, we're seeing most of them going into multiple offer situations.
We've also seen a lot of properties languishing on the market. So multiple offers at 37%. Those are properties that are new to market or fairly recent listings?
Yes, yeah, that would be the case.
Yeah, I think what's happening is the best properties, well located, well priced, are getting the most interest. So most of the serious buyers are out there are actually looking at a lot of the same things, and if those other homes that don't meet all of those criteria are the ones that are languishing on the market because they're not getting as much attention.
Something else that we've seen that's pretty interesting prior to the offer even is in certain neighborhoods where we've seen attendance that you would never expect at an open house. We've had several open houses in Bucktown that, we had a well-priced property that we were selling, and we had 30 or 40 parties come through. That hasn't been seen for a while, and so we've been really surprised by that. And those all ended up in multiple offer scenarios very quickly. So I agree to Mark's point. It's if you in certain neighborhoods, you price it well. The market time is. We were just with our listing specialist, in fact, just a little earlier today, and she's selling most of her properties within 2 weeks, if at the most 30 days, because she's making sure that she gets the pricing right off the bat.
What pockets of Chicagoland are you seeing the greatest interest in?
Yeah, I think that Bucktown and Wicker Park are some of the neighborhoods where on the south side we've really seen a lot of interest and not as much inventory and just like kind of a hurting when the properties come on priced well.
But we're also hearing from our agents in the North Shore as well, and even the northwest suburbs. So I do think it's in all the regions, and probably specific areas within all of those regions in the Chicago market.
Yeah, the North Shore especially has been.
Any town in particular in the North Shore or across the board?
I think the New Trier School District oftentimes is, Wilmette, Winnetka, Glencoe, going up through those neighborhoods. There's just limited inventory, and if you put a nice property on the market at the right price, that's just a feeding frenzy.
Are you seeing that at all price ranges, or because I've heard that on the North Shore, when you get above $2 million, the market is still soft.
Yeah, I would say that the $2 million price range hasn't really been our sweet spot yet. So I'm not as familiar to answer that. I don't know.
Yeah, we probably have to ask one of our agents specifically with their
Yeah.
experience. I know that they've been working in there and in that price range, so probably speak to them and get more insight.
Okay, thank you.